All right, guys, powerful talk on doing the one thing to change your energy. So we're going over a question that Rebecca sent in about, what do you do to get through the hard times? When things look at their bleakest, what is the mindset that you have? What are the things that you listen to? So that's why I chose this one from Dean Graziosi, because when he takes it and explains it this way, it makes it seem so simple. And we talk about that all the time. Things are simple, but they're not always easy. So the thing that you want to do to change your energy, he said, think about this. What is standing in the way of you getting to your next level? So what is it that's standing in your way? And he said, more than likely, it's not an extenuating circumstance. It's your reaction to that circumstance. It's the story that you are telling yourself of why it's not happening. So you have to take a look and see, what is the story that you are telling yourself, and really analyze that story to see what you are telling yourself and see if it's true. He said, you are more than likely giving that story power to hold you back. And how do you take a look at that and analyze it? He said, what you do is you time travel. You go into the future and think about yourself 5 years in the future. Now, if you were to tell that same story 5 years in the future, would you be embarrassed about it? Would you look at it and go, these past 5 years, I've told this story and nothing has happened, and I still hold true to that? Or would you be embarrassed because 5 years in the future, what you're telling yourself today really is no longer relevant? He said, what you need to do is you need to change your story about your future. So this is the things that you have to do to shift your energy to get past that story that you're telling yourself. Said, first, you need to ask yourself, do you want your story to hold you back? Are you going to allow it to hold you back? So once you've made a decision that I'm not going to allow this story, so make sure you analyze the story and see, am I going to let this hold me back? Then two, you need to go find proof that it is untrue and it is a lie. And the way that you do that is you need to look for people that have overcome a similar story. Guys, go through, you have everything at your fingertips. Look at, other successful people. Look and see what kind of things that they've had to overcome, because there's somebody out there that has gone through what you are going through and has come out on the other side successful. And if you can, take a moment to find out how. Is it something in their story? If it's something that somebody that you don't have any relationship with, if it's somebody that you're following on social media, go through their posts and see what are the things that they overcame to become who they are. And then if you do have a relationship with them, take a moment to ask them this question. What is the story that they tell themselves every day? And I bet you that it's something that's going to be positive and give hope for their future. They are looking towards something. And there's also somebody that could be looking to run away from something. We've talked about that, the power of running towards something and the power of running to get away from something. Like we said, for our example is, we never want to go back into food lines again. We never want to have that feeling of losing our house, losing everything. So we are going to work as hard as we possibly can to never let that happen to us again. And then number three, he said, how can you turn your story around to empower you? So you have to look at the same story and give it a different meaning. Instead of having a victim mentality that it's happened to you, and it may have happened to you, but how can you look at that and use it as a driving force to move you forward to that next level you? We talk about the way that you can go back and change your past. You can go back and change your past. It's time travel. You can do it. What you do is you go back to those past things and you look at how you view them and you change it. You look at it, instead of it hindering you and holding you back, you can change your past by looking at it differently to empower you. because those two mindsets are going to direct your future. So go back into the past and look at the things that are holding you back and see if there's a way to change your point of view towards it. And then with that, you need to learn to change your emotions towards it and towards what you're doing, because your emotions anchor your action. You know, we talk about being in business and why you're in business. And a lot of people, they say they do it for the money, but that's not actually the truth. You do it because of how money makes you feel, the freedom that it gives you, the things that it allows you to do. Because if it was just for the money, you would just be making money and counting it and never doing anything with it. You are looking for the feeling that's associated to that and what it does for you versus the actual physical money that you are obtaining. He said, so what you need to do is you need to take a look at the things that you're doing and associate it to positive feelings to anchor it. So when we talk about doing our business, it's repetitive. You know, again, it's simple, not easy. But when something's repetitive and it's the same thing over and over again, it gets very, very boring, and you tend to lose that excitement feeling. So what are the things that you can attach it to create and extend that excitement, enthusiasm to keep you going? Because it's the same thing over and over again, but what can you do to attach it to something differently? For Stephanie and I, the thing that we attach it to is you. You know, each person that we come in contact with is a new person whose life we can change. So when we use the business, yes, the business is the same steps over and over again, and it gets kind of redundant. But when you reach a new person, their new excitement also comes in and pushes you and gives you more energy. One of the books that we talked about that you should probably add to your library is Dale Carnegie's How to Stop Worrying and How to Start Living. You know, especially in economic climates like this, where it's almost for certain that we're going to go in a recession. You know, everything is spiking. Inflation is happening everywhere. There's so much uncertainty and so much worry going on. This would be a perfect book for right now because of the fact that Dale Carnegie is talking about how to go through and look at the things that you're doing and then to release them so that you can go and start living and moving forward. So we'll final with this thought right here. Are you going to design and run your life because you have the ability to do that? Or are you going to let your life run you by default? Guys, I hope you choose to run your life, to design that life that you want, to go out with energy, change your energy, and change your future. Guys, go out and make it an amazing day. I hope your day is as awesome as you are. See ya.